Hey guys, how's it going? Webhub Sisanti here, and in this video, we're going to talk about defining your goal. Now, what do I mean by defining your goal? It's very important on LinkedIn. When you're on LinkedIn, you're trying to do something to clearly understand what your goal is so that you can put all your focus towards it rather than doing 150 things. Well, it's slightly different when it comes to my case because I have multiple courses. So my goal here is to generate leads from the courses rather than having focus on one specific course, which is LinkedIn, right? But again, right, I have a subset of that goal which talks about LinkedIn, because on LinkedIn I would like to talk more about LinkedIn so I can generate more leads for my LinkedIn course. So I have a clear goal back of my mind that I want to generate more leads for my LinkedIn course. In exactly that way, I've optimized my profile, right? So for me, it's generating leads. What is your goal? Why are you on LinkedIn? What is that important thing that you want to achieve on LinkedIn? Is it someone are you someone who's looking for a job or trying to recruit talent? When you're looking for a job or trying to recruit talent, your process of what you should do, the kind of people you should add, the kind of optimizations that you should do, that you should do on your profile is completely different. Here you're trying to showcase as a very good employee, or here you're trying to showcase your in case if you're recruiting talent, you want to probably showcase in a way that your company is really good and you want to be very accessible, right? So that's if that's your goal, that's what you want to do. If you are trying to build a personal brand like I am, you want to showcase your content, you want to showcase your expertise, you want to showcase how good you are at your particular subject. That's If that's your goal, you should be portraying yourself as a brand. That's how you try to build a personal brand, right? You could be someone who's trying to generate leads for B2B business. Again, when you're trying to generate B2B leads for your business, you would probably try to optimize your profile in a way that you show testimonials about your or case studies about your product, or you try to talk about how approachable you are if a prospect lead comes down to your profile. Again, this starts from optimizing your profile to even the buyer persona, because if you're trying to generate B2B leads, you would only want your prospect buyers to be on your list. In the same way, when you're trying to build a personal brand, for example, me, I'm trying to build a mini personal brand of mine, and I'm a marketer, so I would like to add as many marketers as I can so that my content is relevant to them. If I'm looking for a job, I would probably add a lot of HRs and people who could be my probable managers. Let's say I'm a marketing manager and I'm trying to crack a job in a big tech company like a Google, Facebook, or whatever, right? Or an Apple or whatever. So what I would try to do is I would probably add my prospect managers, let's say like a senior manager or a chief marketing officer, and a lot of HRs of all these prospect companies into my list, so that when I share something, so that my profile pops up when there is a requirement out there. Generating leads for B2C business. Again, when you're trying to do something for B2C, you might have multiple products, you might have single product. For example, my business is a B2B come B2C. There are two types of customers that I have. One is probably a business owner. So again, it comes around B2B, but there could be someone else who is trying to build his own profile, who's trying to learn new things. So it's B2B plus B2C. A lot of people say B2C doesn't work, but again, right, it all depends on what is basically the LTV of your customer. Again, we'll talk about LTV in the next few slides. Are you looking for investors? Again, this is a beautiful platform. LinkedIn is a powerful platform if you're looking for investors, because every damn investor is on this platform. They are out there scouting for startups, scouting for amazing people. So if you are looking for investors, again, you optimize your profile in a way that when some investors looks your profile, checks out your profile, he has a very clear idea on the kind of startup you're running, who you are. Again, right, when you're looking for an investor, it comes with a mix of personal branding, your startup marketing, and also some case studies and numbers. So who is your prospect buyer or something else? Like there could be so many goals that you probably want to achieve, which might not be in this list. You could be a coach, you could be a teacher, you could be anyone out there, and you're trying to generate leads or trying to build branding, or you're trying to get sales. Whatever it is, LinkedIn can be optimized, right? When I talk about something else, no matter which business you are, these important points, you should remember all these important points. The first one is, Is your customer even on LinkedIn? This is something you want to understand. Let's say you're trying to sell educational material to a 10 stand, to someone who's younger than 18 years, or let's say 20 years. Not very, that subset of audience is not very active on LinkedIn for obvious reasons, because it's a professional network, right? So you need to understand who your customer is and also try to figure out if that customer is on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has evolved way too much. Initially, back in old days, it used to be top high level professionals who were on LinkedIn, but right now everybody who's in college and who's trying to pursue a great career is on LinkedIn. So it has become much open, but again, it's not Facebook. So you need to understand if your target customer is on LinkedIn or not. Again, next thing is, are you trying to sell something to professionals? Because LinkedIn is a great platform for professionals, but you also need to understand that LinkedIn doesn't have people with an intention to buy. Here the intention is to connect and grow together. So again, if you're selling something to professionals, no matter what it is, LinkedIn works brilliantly well, because LinkedIn is a hub for professionals, right? The next hub is, you need to understand if you're a B2B or a B2C business. Even if you're a B2C business, a lot of people would suggest you not to use LinkedIn. If you're not a B2B company, well, I disagree. The reason being, it all depends on the lifetime value of a customer. Now, that is what is LTV. You should know what is the LTV of your customer. That is very, very important. First of all, what is LTV? LTV is lifetime value of a customer. It's nothing but how much does a customer X can make you in his lifetime, right? So let's say you're selling a service which costs $10 a month, right? And you basically, the LTV of that particular customer, on average, you see that customers take your subscription up to 10 months. This is just an example. So the lifetime value of a customer becomes $100, right? That is, on an average, every customer who signs up and takes up the first month stays till 10 months minimum. Obviously, this is again an average. So that is how you define lifetime value of a customer. There are so many ways to define that, but this is basically the easiest possible way. That is, on an average, how much is a customer spending throughout his life on your platform. Okay, so you need to understand what is the ideal LTV of your customer, and you need to have an idea on LTV of your particular customer to be on LinkedIn. What you need to understand is it less than $200 or is it more than $200? Again, $200 when you is a decent amount. And I mean, back in those old days when there were not many people on LinkedIn, the average LTV for you to be on LinkedIn, for you to find a customer on LinkedIn, used to be $300 to $400 to $500, depends on your niche, because the cost of acquisition to minus LTV is your profit. Let's say your acquiring cost, that is the amount of money that you're spending to get a client on board, is, let's say, $100. And the total money that you're making out of the customer is $200. So you make a profit of $100, right? That's how economics work. That's how you go profitable. So you need to have all of these things in mind. You can absolutely test it, but my LTV is around $200 and it works brilliantly well for me. LinkedIn, I generate 100% of my leads on LinkedIn right now. So it works brilliantly well for me. Again, right, it also depends on which country you are in, what is the cost that you incur to generate leads. Let's say you're in a country like India, the LTV could be lower. Even if the LTV is lower, you can still be on LinkedIn to generate clients. But let's say you are in a country like US, where it costs higher for you to recruit someone to do LinkedIn for you. So obviously the cost of LTV goes up, I mean, for you to make sense. So LTV is something that you should decide, but this is something which you should definitely know. Again, guys, defining a goal is extremely important. Have this really clear before you even get to the next few videos, because without an LTV, whole of the course would make no sense. When I'm talking about something, you should be able to ideate things, and this can only happen if you have a goal that you're trying to pursue on LinkedIn. I hope this makes sense. If you have questions, drop it down in comments. I'll see you in the next one.